Hello and welcome to Impera Project, a project built on a dream. Love is a very strong word, a word that contains all the energy that keeps the universe in balance. Love is present in all languages, and in all of them it has the same meaning. It is found in little details, in small touches, intimate gestures. There are many forms of love, almost as many as there are people in this world, and each one of us interprets love in a different form, based on our thoughts, experiences, social environment, character, and so on and so forth. But out of those many types of love, not all of them are fertile or in any way beneficial for a wise man, or a man that aspires to be wise one day. For thousands of years, philosophers, scientists, writers and theologians tried to understand and explain what love truly is. But so far, there has been no agreement. Because you see, love is a reason for joy just as well as it can be a reason for ruin and great sorrow. Because, well, love is irrational. And the human is, at least in theory, governed by reason. So even the most prolific type of love, such as the love for divinities, the love for one's country, or the love for one's friends, can turn sour and darken one's road. So we think there is no surprise that many philosophers advocated against love, or against giving oneself entirely to love. There is no crime to feel it, because we are humans. It is a crime against reason to be devoured by it. Just as different substances or other powerful emotions, love shall be taken in small doses and one should never surrender to it. It is a strange paradox. Love in its truest form is mostly selfless, yet love is one of the most common motives behind acts of terrible egoism. We want to talk more about the subject of love. There is a thin line between passion and vice, between brilliance and madness. But today we will discuss a very interesting aspect of this emotion. But before we start this video, we would appreciate it if you press the subscribe button, leave a like, share and comment if you enjoy our videos. Thank you very much. Have you ever heard the expression Platonic Love? It is often used and we found it in many places, especially recent, but we are not firmly convinced people really understand what Platonic love means, or to love in a Platonic fashion. Someone told us a couple of days ago that Platonic love means reasonable love. Others told us that it means old-fashioned. Who knows? A dear friend of ours recently told us that she would love to be in a relationship with her colleague. But that is not possible because everything between them is platonic. We can understand why this explanation was chosen. Well, love between friends and comrades is always platonic. Now, let's find the meaning behind this type of affection that is often so misunderstood. We think it is obvious that it comes from Plato, the Greek philosopher. It has two meanings, but let's firstly see how it is defined officially. Platonic love is a type of love that is not sexual or romantic. It stands as a form of riot and opposition against typical depictions of love, the well-known romantic love. As we said, the term comes from Plato, but it seems that he never used the term himself. On the other hand, he described his vision on love as something gradual. Love for Plato came in the form of arising through different levels of closeness and intimacy, with the final purpose of discovering true beauty. Beauty which comes from inside and not from the flesh or bones protecting the feeble soul. The point of love, the only reason for it to exist in the vision of Plato, is to find wisdom, to elevate oneself, to raise oneself closer to wiseness. Denying that love implies carnal attraction, Plato believed that the attraction of souls and eventually the union of them is the true idea behind love. In a typical Greek fashion, he believed that souls are constantly searching for something similar to themselves. The attachment to resemblance, as we love to call it. We are looking for people that are like us, or seem to be like us. And we come back to what we said in the beginning, that love is both selfless and narcissistic at the same time. Platonic love implies that you are willing to teach someone else, to guide their soul towards reason, break it from the cage of the real and material and lead it towards spiritual matters. So you see, the type of love Plato talked about in his work, Symposium, is by no means what we understand today. It is not really about caring or feeling affection or mercy or pity or any other strong emotions in relation with someone else. But it's a lot more abstract. It's about searching for one similar to yourself, and through the relationship that binds the two of you, reach higher levels of understanding, levels of wisdom. It's not about wanting to protect someone or wanting someone else to be happy. It's not about emotions. It's about enlightenment. Seeing through our eyes today, these things may sound like madness or simply feats of intellectual might impossible to accomplish. Yet remember that the mind is not reasonable. but the soul always is. In his work, Plato drew a parallel between Socrates, his teacher, and Alcibiades, a Greek general and political figure about whom we've talked about in some of our previous videos. Socrates was everything that Alcibiades could have never been, and they stood in direct opposition, yet despite that they kept a close relationship. Socrates is portrayed as someone who reached that soul union, that ideal represented by Platonic love, while Alcibiades sold his soul for pleasures and ambitions. So in more simple terms, Platonic love represents the highest point of love, the ideal love in which sexual needs are mostly ignored and any form of sexuality is neither desired nor practiced, but not because it is wanted and cannot be achieved, like in the cases of unhappy sexless relationships, but because there are more important things such as the attempt to solve spiritual dilemmas and the willingness to use someone else as a catalyst toward reaching enlightenment. Love becomes a tool, but not in the malign sense that you are taking advantage of someone, but in the sense that through that person you want to reach wisdom. Can Platonic love exist in our world? We are not so sure, because nowadays if you are not sexually attracted to someone or you don't desire anything sexual from your partner, you are considered cold or unloving. It is very interesting how our society evolved up to this point. We want to thank you for watching, and if you found our video interesting, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, a share and a comment, and we will gladly see you next time.